Hello my friends and YouTubers around the world and here in the United States. Before I start today to make a little statement here on my channel, I would like to tell you, what date it is, because it is December the 7th, 2017, and it is about 11:45 in the evening or almost in the night. Before I go on here and start, I will talk about this little picture, what you do see here in front of you, and where you can see, the sun is a little bit above the sunset, getting closer to the water, and you see this red object to the right side, which I captured in 2013 in March. I do believe it is one of the planetary object from the Nemesis system. I do believe this was the time when these planetary objects were entering our solar system. Not the inner solar system, but I think the outer lines of our solar system. So it took actually a couple of years for them to get closer and closer. And if this is the same object I have shown you in my last clips, which were to 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 and 7 o'clock position, then this object is moving around in the orbit and, might be also going around the sun. But it also could be that this object came in, like we know, Nemesis system, have some more planetary object with them, and might be this just one of the Nemesis system objects which we see here in this picture. But anyways, before I go on here, I would like to tell you really shortly, the reason why I do make this statement here really shortly have something to do with YouTube channel harassment and channel fraud. And I will shortly explain to you what this actually means and why I have brought it up here at the beginning of my channel. This was actually another picture I have taken also in March 2013, where the sun came lower and I had to recognize that there was a lot of chemtrails, but you still can see the object to the right side. So now let me go on here, my friends, and let me read something to you. YouTube channel harassment and fraud. I received email from YouTube regarding the monitoring of violence, harassing and threatening statements to our community of NIBIRU, Nemesis, Planet X, Planet 9, Wormwood researchers who get abused, harassed, and ridiculed, and sometimes also threatened, and even life-threatening statements. They're calling us names, two-faced people, fearmongers, or even other words, which I don't want to really repeat here right now in my statements. YouTube promised to be after those people when we report them, or they will be reported by YouTubers, and if we do our work by blocking those people and reporting and writing statements why we did that and what was happened. They then will go after those people, where those people with their certain channels or, however they will find those people, have to explain and have to respond to those complaints. They get certain times given by YouTube then to do so. After their response, they will receive a warning. It's a warning by YouTube not to violate the policies under no circumstances anymore. And if those issues still occur for the future, they then will be banned from all YouTube activities, which means if they have own channels, those channels will be deleted. They won't be able to open up any YouTube channel. They will be denied. So, and this is actually for us a winning game, because we get so much harassing and abusing and violating comments in our comment sections, excuse me, that it is hard to keep up with those. And we have to erase those comments most of the time, which can be very aggravating, but these people are always back. And this was an issue for a long, long time. And a lot of my YouTube followers or other YouTube channels I was following, they had those issues and they mentioned those issues all the time. And I actually felt very sorry for them when I was just a visitor on their site. Now, since I have my own YouTube channel and I report regarding NIBIRU and wormwood, or however you want to call, these planetary objects who are coming in, I know and I can feel it by myself now, how it is to be harassed and threatened. The second part of my statements is here. It's about fraud channel with NIBIRU, Nemesis, Planet X, Planet 9, or also called wormwood. They do exist. And what they're doing with their fraud channels, they spy on other channels, stealing other people's work, hard work, their pictures, their clips, or other valuable contents, but not asking for permission to do so, which have to be done in writing. If they then get permission, they can use some of our images. But because of terms and copyright laws, they have to get those permission in writing from us. If they do not get it, and they do not ask for it and get not the written permission, they're violating these terms and conditions of our copyrights, which means this is against the law and we actually can sue them. The other thing is myself, I was already, offended and assaulted, and sometimes in my comment sections, some of my viewers, and I do appreciate and I do love all my viewers, everyone who is subscribed to my channel, they are my responsibility. And if they get from individuals assaulted and harassed, it is my responsibility to take care of it. These individuals will be reported and immediately blocked and pursued under my Rights of Privacy Act and protection. So with this said, my friends, and to make it very, very clear and very shiny like a fresh oiled baby butt, any violation under those terms and conditions will be not accepted and will be reported by myself, and I do not allow it under no circumstances. So come and visit, enjoy, and stay nice and kind to each other. Stay with me. Write in the comment sections. Give your opinion and give your thoughts and share your thoughts and your opinions with other viewers. But don't assault, don't offend, and don't be violent to myself, to other YouTubers, and to my subscribers. So with this said, my friends, I hope I make it very clear here that I do not accept one of those mentioned violation. I hope you enjoy the rest of my clip, my dear friends, and I hope a lot of things will change. I hope those people that are listening to it, they're thinking about those things, and they think about those things very strongly, because this is not a joke. I'm not kidding here, and I'm a very, very serious person when it comes up to protect my own property and to protect my viewers. So now, my friends, I will go on and will show you the rest. That is number 3, part 3 of my last evidence taken the last couple of months and weeks, and I hope you all enjoy them, and I make those clips as short as I can, and I hope you enjoy them, and talk to you later, my guys. Be safe, my people, my friends. Watch the sky, look up to the sky, because there is a lot of to see, and be kind to each other. So you all buckle up and watch what I have to show you. Bye bye.
I'm doing it like everybody else could do. I cut my pictures out, I put those video clips out, so you can see nothing of that is fabricated, and everything what I see, everything what you see with your eyes, what I bring out is the truth. There is nothing done to these clips and to my pictures, just the regular shot for you to see. And this is my proof for myself and for other people. I try to awake that they see the same thing, that they look up in the sky and that they are aware about their surroundings, what's going on here. Okay, that was just a short explanation to all the people that are looking at my clips and wondering why I'm not using for those clips or some more stable equipment, but this is my explanation for you. It's just a regular recording with just some of my equipment, and that's all what it needs to be done here to let you see what's going on in our skies. Let me.
This clip actually was from October the 2nd. This clip actually was made October the 2nd in the daytime, and I have captured the sun, like you can see behind the chemtrails, and then you see on the upper right side, because I was not aware of it, that I captured something here in the picture. And like you can see, it is not a lens flare. The lens flares are going around. This object came out of the clouds and was just appearing, to the 1 o'clock position in my picture here. So I let it go for a little bit longer so that you can see the object, but it is not a lens flare, my friends. This is just another picture, another clip of the evidence to show you that there is another object in our skies. This clip here is from October the 3rd. It is just one day later where I captured an object at the same position. It's just one day later, guys. You see it is there, still at 1 o'clock position. October the 3rd, 2017. Also October the 3rd, 2 hours later in the afternoon, I captured the moon and the east skies. Like you can see, we had full moon, or almost full moon, on October the 3rd. Still the same day. A little bit later, Try to capture it as close as I could with my camera and my laser lens and my telescope lens. Actually, you can see the heat going over. It looks like, you know, it is very close together right now with the sun, so that it is almost melting into. It is very close right now to the sunset at this time. I will stop it here right now and go a little bit further. This is the water, because I thought might be I can capture something in the water. But when the waves are too high and there's too much activity in the water, it's very hard, you know, it's almost impossible to spot any object. It's better to do this on the lake. So here we have the object again. I will stop it here right now and go a little bit farther, because otherwise this clip is too long. You see the object here again. You see how close the sun is going to set at the ocean. These are the last a couple of seconds of this clip. I might be go on with another clip in a little bit. See, the object is there. There we go. Here I was playing a little bit around with my camera to just show you guys again how bright the sun actually can be. It's in the pans, you know, where we look at it, how we look at it, and how we catch it, you know, with our camera, with our equipment. Let me turn this on here. It was a little bit later, the same day, 3rd October 2017, and I believe it was around 4:20, something like that. You see, I was playing around a little bit with my light, with the way I was holding my camera against the sun. And here you see this object, huge object, orange looking object, maybe a little bit reddish, I'm not so sure, disappearing behind the chemtrails. Here you see the object just disappeared behind the chemtrails. The sun is going lower. Looks a little funky with the chemtrails in front of it. But it looks like there is no object, right? Last couple of minutes of October the 3rd. You see the sun, you see on top of the sun, you see the chemtrails. And you just could see in the chemtrails for a short moment, you could see the object right between a little chemtrail hole where you just could see a shadow of this object. Here I was capturing the moon again just to show you guys how the moon was looking there. Well, he had a very reddish, orange looking face, and it was kind of interesting for me to show you that in the picture. This was October the 4th, I believe. We had a lot of chemtrails in the sky at this moment, at this time of the day, and it did appear that there were several objects actually close to our sun, like you might can see. I have to play around here a little bit with my light just to make it a little bit clearer for you guys what you actually see here in the sky. You see to the left side, you see the sun, you see the sun rays coming out. There's something to the left and something to 1 o'clock position. I had to adjust a little bit my camera all the time, because the camera, my telescope lens is very sensitive, so wherever I move it around, sometimes it's not that clear if I do just a little mistake. You can see here right now another object is clearly to see to the 2 o'clock position of the sun. There's something to 9 o'clock and a little bit more to the other side. You see also something glowing, a glowing object a little bit more farther out to the 10 o'clock position. We had those objects already before, and I was explaining about those objects and what they are. A little bit later, I was waiting a couple of minutes to go back and show you what I have captured. You still can see the chemtrails. You still can see the rays, the funny looking rays from the sun, how they appear. You can see those objects with your eyes when they get illuminated, or maybe they have light by themselves. They rejuvenated themselves, you know, some they are dark, some have some lights. Now let us go on with the next one. The sun was coming out here underneath the chemtrails, and like you could see, the sun looks very, very funky, very crazy. There have been a lot of chemtrails in front of her. Looks like there was something underneath, so this clip just ended. It's the same day, just a little bit later. What I was going to say, it was looking like there was something coming out underneath at 5 o'clock position. You can see right now the 9 o'clock position, which we had captured a little bit earlier in this clip, and you see the object there. I believe what we see underneath the sun here right now at 5 o'clock position, this is what I believe it is, a reflection of our sun into the chemtrails. But the real objects you could see right now, which is still there, is the 9 o'clock position. I was thinking there was also something at the 7 o'clock position, but I was not so sure. Like I said, when you have so much chemtrails and you see how it makes the sun look, it is so hard, it is very, very hard to capture those objects with all those chemtrails. It's almost impossible, my friends. Let me play around a little bit, you know, with a light here so you can see 9 o'clock position, 12 o'clock position. You see the brownish looking object, and right now I think there was a time where we also was seeing something underneath to the 7 o'clock position, 8 o'clock position. Like I said, it is very, very, very close to the sun, and when you look at the sun is so bright that these objects cannot be spotted. If you look at them with your naked eye, it's impossible, my friends. Look at the way the sun look here. Look what is coming out there. This is ridiculous, and this is why I captured those pictures and why I always say our sun is a cluster sun. These objects, they are there. And I think NADA and the people they're working with NADA, they're pretty much aware of all these objects, and they're not going to tell us. They're not going to tell us until we all can see them with our bare eyes in our skies. Let us move on to the next one.